Hi everybody, so today I'm going to show you how I use a desktop video magnifier to do different things. So a desktop video magnifier is basically an electronic magnifier. So if you can see here, I've got it on already. You can see that it's zoomed in, and also the colors are inverted because I like that contrast. But at the top it's got a camera there. And with the camera, I can either have it facing down so that it can zoom in what I have on the desk. I can also turn it away from me and it's gonna zoom in on stuff that is on the wall. Let's see what I can show you here. Let's turn.
Grayscale. Yellow and black. Yellow and blue. Green and black. Natural color.
Natural color. Let's see, what can we see here? Okay. If I turn it like that and I move it down a little bit, we can see my monitor, and there's the poster I have on the wall. So I can tilt the camera. You can see up here how I'm tilting it up to face that poster right there. And I can zoom in.
Zoom 8. Zoom 11. Zoom 8. Zoom 6. Zoom 18. Zoom 20.
Okay. Right now it's on zoom 20. And actually, so it's got a little lid or a little lens. There we go. That's better. I forgot that you have to remove the lens. So this lens is for like magnifying things that are close up. When you're trying to magnify stuff that's farther away to get a clearer view.
Zoom 7. Zoom 20.
There we go. That looks better, huh? So now I can kind of read what the poster says over there. If I wanted to go back to viewing what is in front of me here, I just go to near view mode. And so I've been controlling it by the camera because that's what I've been moving around up here, but this also comes with a little remote with lots of different things. Obviously the easiest ones to find at the top are to zoom out, minimum zoom, and then I can zoom in if I need to.
Zoom 2. Zoom 3. Zoom 4. Zoom 5.
Alright. What else do we have here? So we have things like if there was text there, I could push this button that has the letter A on it and it would read the text to me. This is an older model, so it takes a little longer for the OCR to kind of work. And so for that instance, I would more use my phone, like an app like Seeing AI or Envision AI to scan a document and read it to me. This button here that looks like a half moon, or it's got an image that's like a circle where half of it is filled in, is for
Contrast 9.
changing the contrast. So in addition to changing the colors, it can also make images a lot sharper. Mostly if you want to use it in like the natural color mode, because the other color options are pretty sharp already. So I'm going to leave it how it is. And then we've got this button here. It's got like it looks like a minus sign. It's a line that goes across. And so what that does, actually I'm going to get rid of this contrast menu option here, and we're going to hit that button. So this is useful if I am reading. I have nystagmus, and so that means my eyes move around a lot. And it's hard for me to focus on things, and if I'm trying to read in a straight line across like a sentence of text or something, this is super helpful because it kind of gives my eyes an anchor point, something to trail across while I'm reading. So let's see if we can get rid of that now. This one is if you've got like columns of things, like if you're trying to read like a table or something that doesn't have the lines in between. in between the columns, this is going to be helpful to help you again find that anchor to keep coming back to, so that you know that you're reading straight up and down. So we're going to get rid of that. So now we've got a window marker here, and I can always adjust how wide or narrow it is, but you can see that it kind of blocked off the top and the bottom of the screen. And that's if, even with the line marker, if the text is still just jumbling to me and I can't really tell what it is or where I am, this will kind of give me, it will occlude the top and the bottom of the text, so that I can just kind of focus on the line that I want to focus on. And can you guess what the next one's going to be? There we go, a vertical window marker. And so the same thing for like reading a column. Super helpful if you have nystagmus or if you just have trouble focusing. And now the markers are off. So that was this third button on the second row here. Now we have these arrow buttons and the OK button, and that's like if you're moving around in menus and you want to go up and down or to the next branch of your different like menu items and stuff like that. And then we've got this little diamond button here. I can't quite remember what it does. I think, let's see if I get closer, if I can read. Oh, I think that's the menu button. So if I want to go into the menu to kind of adjust more advanced settings and stuff like that. Here's a camera button below that, below the directional buttons up there. We've got to like take a freeze frame basically, so that you can zoom in and out and not worry about the page moving. And then we've got a button here. This is the text actually. So I misled you up there. This is the button for reading the text. This is more of the basic controls up here where we've got the contrast, the line markers. This letter A is actually for changing the color mode. So now we've got black on white. So instead of the natural color, you can see the desk underneath the paper is now black. Like a more stark black, and the page looks brighter white. And here's my favorite option, white on black, because that helps my eyes focus on the important parts a little better. My eyes are attracted to that white color.
Grayscale.
And we've got grayscale. If like colors are just becoming a hassle for reading, you just can change it to grayscale so that you can better tell what stuff is highlighted and what stuff is not.
Yellow on black.
Yellow on black, so if the white on black is a little too bright of a color contrast, you can do yellow. It's a little softer on the eyes, I guess, but it's still bright enough that you can kind of find your place with that.
Yellow on blue.
Yellow on blue, I have not met a lot of people who use this option, but there are some who do like it. Maybe the black is just too black. Maybe they just need a little bit of contrast, so they've got the lighter blue shade, but the yellow still pops on it.
Blue on black.
And then we've got green on black. If yellow is just too yellow for you, I guess, then you can also have green. And I think you could also download other color options, but these are the more popular ones. So after this one comes
Natural color.
natural color again. So that's what this button is about here. So to review, we've got our zoom out, zoom in, our different color modes, our contrast, our line markers, our directional buttons here, and our select button in the middle, our menu button, just slightly, I guess you would say that's like at 1 o'clock or 1:30. However you want to talk about that direction, the northeast kind of section above the directional buttons. We've got our menu button, and then we've got below that our little screenshot button, our OCR text reading button, and then this also looks like another kind of menu button. I don't play around with this too much. I can kind of show you all that stuff in another video, but right now I just want to show you the basics of video magnifiers, and every type or every brand is a little different, but they all function very similarly. They might have buttons in different places or a few extra features here and there, but this is kind of the basics. So how I would use this, I'm going to go back up here to my camera because this is just how I'm used to doing it. If I just push the red button one time here and another time, now I got it to my favorite setting. If I push this little red button forward, it's gonna zoom in. Zoom 27. Okay, that should be fine. We are going to, so I drew this little picture here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. And when I was filling in the dark spots, I can't really see when I'm working from a distance, which is how I like to work on pictures, because I have such a small field of vision that I have to kind of pull things away so I can see more of them in my, central vision that I do still have. But then that means I lose a little bit of detail. So now when I come here, I'm gonna find my place here. You can see my hand zoomed in there because I've got my pen close. I did not really color the nose in, or the shiny spot of the nose very well. It looks more like a heart kind of shape, so I'm gonna try to make that more of an oval shape. And I'm gonna swoop my pen around here and just kind of fix that up a little bit just to make it look more how I wanted it to. Now I can see that I've got that white spot there. That looks a little better. I'm gonna move the paper. So when you're working with magnifiers, you want to keep your head steady, right? You want to look at the screen, and while you're looking at the screen, you move the paper underneath. You can move it left and right, down, up. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Some people might get like motion sick from watching it. So let's see, I want to kind of make those light spots in the eyes a little more uniform. So I'm going to come over here. This one's a little wonky looking. And it takes a lot of practice to look at the screen and what your hand is doing, even though it's not really where your hand is. And just trust the process. There we go. So that one looks more like a little circle. And this one's a little bigger, which is okay because it's closer to us, but we're gonna just maybe add a little bit. Okay. I just made it a little smaller, but that should be a little more uniform now. I'm gonna put my pen down. I'm gonna zoom out. Okay. Now I can't really see the details that I did, but you can probably tell that it looks a little bit better, right? So I'm gonna remove this picture. I'm gonna show you how I use this with text. So here we have like a sample assessment that I might do to kind of screen for different things, different needs for improvement in different areas of the expanded core curriculum. So I'm going to flip that over. So this is way too small for me to see from here. So I'm going to zoom in. 24. That's still a little small for me from here. 34. How about 30? 1, 2, 3, 4. So now this is kind of how I can read it a little better. If I was sitting here and a parent was, or a kid was here with me, I could look at my magnifier and take a look at this, and I would go down the list and kind of I'm gonna push back here so you can see more of the screen and what is actually showing on the screen. I can't read it from back here, but I know you can. So here then I would look at whatever that question is and then use my pen to check the boxes, and then I would push my paper up and read the next one and check the box, push my paper up and read the next one, and so on and so forth. If I felt like my eyes were kind of tired or my nystagmus was particularly bad one day, I might use like the line marker or the window markers that I showed you. But yeah, this is pretty cool stuff. It's very helpful to me. It really helps me do my job and also do my hobbies a lot easier. I'll show you one more thing. So I'm gonna push this button up here. I could always just find the button on the remote, but I'm just so used to pushing that button up there to adjust everything. But let's use the remote just for the sake of it.
Grayscale. Yellow and black. Yellow and blue. Blue and black. Natural color.
Alright, natural color. One more mode that this magnifier has is a self-viewing mode. And so now you guys can see me. Hello. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys learned a little bit. And I hope this was helpful to you in any way, if either you were interested in learning about accessible tools or assistive technology, stuff that, you know, somebody who's visually impaired would benefit from, or just curious to know what the heck this thing does and if it's actually a computer monitor or something else, because a lot of people think I have 2 monitors on my desk when really this is just my magnifier. So thank you for watching again, and I'll talk to you soon.